Hi, this is Jack from Maths Forge, and in today's lesson, we're going to be comparing quantities using a percentage change. Now, in order to understand this lesson, you need to understand percentage change. So if you don't know how to increase or decrease values by percentage, check out the lesson on percentage change, either by searching through our YouTube channel or checking on the practice tab if your school or teacher have an account with Maths Forge. So let's start with our one-star example. Here we're being asked what percentage has 292 changed by to become 408.8. So we can immediately see that there's an increase. 292 to 408.8 is definitely an increase. So we're going to use this knowledge to structure an equation. We're going to say 292 has been increased, and we show increase by multiplying with a bracket and 1 plus, and then the percent it's been increased by, which is going to be the actual percentage that it's been increased by as a fraction over 100. This is how you increase numbers by percentage. You take the number that you're trying to increase and you multiply it by 1 plus the percentage over 100. And this produces an answer, it produces a value of 408.8. Now, all we have to do here is simplify this equation and compare both sides. So let's see what this looks like. The first thing I'm going to do is divide both sides by 292. Since this 1 plus percentage over 100 is being multiplied by 292, I'm going to divide both sides by 292 first. This now gives us 1 plus the percentage over 100, which is equal to 408.8 divided by 292 is 1.4. Now, this 1.4 can actually be separated into 1 plus 0.4. And then we can begin comparing both sides. So this is going to be 1 plus a percentage over 100. And now the only thing we have to compare here is this percentage over 100 and this 0.4. So you have to ask yourself, how can 0.4 be written as a fraction over 100? Well, this is going to be 40 over 100. And so now both equations can actually be modified to look like the following. 1 plus a percentage over 100 is equal to 1 plus 40 over 100. And if you notice here, the percentage is 40. So we can conclude that 292 has been increased by 40% to give us 408.8. So I'm going to say it is a 40% increase. And if we check our answer, there it is. Now let's do a two-star example. Here they're asking what percentage has 303 changed by to become 30.3. We can see here that this is definitely going to be a percentage decrease. So I'm going to take my 303, and in order to decrease it by percentage, I'm going to multiply it by 1 minus the percentage we're decreasing it by over 100. And this will produce the amount that it's been decreased to, which is 30.3. Now, if we do to this, as we've done in the previous example, and rearrange it so we end up finding out what the percentage is equal to, it looks like this. We're going to first divide by 303 on both sides to get rid of this 303. So the times by 303 cancels out with the divided by 303, leaving us just with 1 minus the percentage over 100. And this is now going to equal to 30.3 divided by 303, which gives us 0.1. And now for this example, you can actually do this for any other example as well. You can just go ahead and try and rearrange for this percentage symbol. And let's see what this looks like. So the next thing I'm going to do here is get rid of this positive 1, and we do this by subtracting 1 from both sides. This now leaves us with negative a percentage over 100, which is equal to minus 0.9. Since both sides of this equation have a negative symbol on them, I'm going to multiply them by negative 1. And of course, a negative times a negative gives us a positive on both sides. And now if we multiply both sides by 100 to get the percentage on its own, we end up with the percentage, which is equal to 90. So we can conclude here, 303 has been decreased by 90% to get to 30.3. So I'm going to say this is a 90% decrease. And if we check our answer, there it is. Now let's do a 3-star example. Here they're asking us what percentage has 238 changed by to become 305. So we can see straight away that this is a percentage since 305 is larger than 238. So I'm going to take my 238 and increase it by a percentage. So we're going to multiply it by 1 plus to show that it's increasing. The percentage it's increasing by over 100, and this is equal to 305. So now if we rearrange for this percentage symbol, I'm going to first begin by dividing both sides of this equation by 238. This now leaves us with 1 plus the percentage symbol over 100, which is equal to 305 divided by 238, and this gives us 1.28151. Now, there are more decimal places, but I think that this is going to be enough to work with. The next step is to get rid of this positive 1 here, and we do that by subtracting 1 on both sides. This now leaves us with percentage symbol over 100, which is equal to 0.28151. And now for our final step, we multiply both sides by 100 to get the percentage symbol on its own. This now gives us a percentage of 28.151. But since we're doing it to 2 decimal places, I'm just going to write 15. So we know that 238 has been increased to 305, and now we know how much it's been increased by. It is going to be a 28.15% increase. And if we check our answer, there it is. And that's it for the lesson on comparing quantities using a percentage change.